Hello and welcome back to this channel. Today's gonna be a very fun video because today's gonna be another informational plant tour. Now I'm very excited to really talk about literally every single plant in this room and give you guys a lot of new information on these incredible plants. So before we do go to start today's video, please subscribe, hit the notification on all so you're not missing every video, and please like this video. Let's go and start today's informational type of video. Now, when you walk in the room, it's actually quite sorted. We got the main facility. We got the germination room, which is just the bathroom. Then we got the seed storage area. Going into here, we got some technology stuff. We also got this incredible battery charger thing. Then this room is just kind of the maintenance, just literally everything behind the scenes happens in this room. Very rarely we'll be doing like laptop work in here. But I mean, for the most part, once everything's getting harvested and packaged and all of that fun stuff, that'll happen in here. So I'll go into that room in a second, but going over here, there's nothing growing in the aquaponics right now. The fish tank biofilter is on a different setting where the water can just go back to the fish. So this is what I'm calling zone 4. Now, we're gonna be growing not much in this, but at the same time, we're gonna be growing a ton of that plant. So the entire top row is gonna be under basil growth. Then the bottom 2 rows are gonna be parsley. Turning around, we have the strawberry section. Now the strawberry area is going to be huge and it's going to be incredible. This entire zone 3 is going to go under strawberry production. Very exciting. Now this zone 2, a lot of it is going to go under microgreen production. And possibly I'll be growing strawberries on these. Over here there's a lot of incredible stuff happening too. I'm hoping to grow basil, oregano, peppermint, and cilantro. Now, doing another turnaround right here, we are growing broccoli, and we are also growing spicy microgreens. Very exciting. So, looking around the room, there's a lot of very exciting stuff happening, but something I didn't talk about was the germination phase 2 shelf. So something I really realized is after the seeds have germinated and starting to grow that root structure in these grow lights. But the grow lights have to be way closer, drastically closer. So that's what happens over here. These grow lights are gonna be drastically closer, little less than half of what the main shelves are. So right here, I'm growing cilantro. To be honest, that probably was ready to go under grow lights a long time ago. But I'm also growing basil, and this will go into the main aquaponics system. This will go on top. Now I'm thinking very soon I'm gonna be putting it in those pods and just kind of sorting through all of the good ones, all the bad ones, and just kind of trashing the bad ones while keeping the good ones. All of those will be put really back on the shelf, growing a lot more, and then hopefully once they look strong, maybe like once they're up to here or something, about that size, then they will go into aquaponics. Just the thing is, the root structure needs to be a lot stronger before it goes into the system, because the amount of nutrients going through it, in a way, just kind of kills off the plants because it's way too strong. So that's incredible stuff there. Very excited about that. Now the parsley does take a little bit longer, so it's still in the germination room. Over here, I'm starting to work on the basil. Now I'm looking at a lot of ways on how to cut costs, because at the end of the day, the number one thing is how can we make it cheaper in here to give our customers a cheaper price? And there's many ways we can do. Number one, using solar panels and generating our own electricity. That will be the biggest one. Number 2, just overwatching a lot of our practices in here, like possibly reusing soil. Now for topsoil, that probably isn't a great idea, but for coconut coir, it's not the worst idea, honestly. Really, all you have to do is let it dry a little bit. Once you take the plants off and kind of like not water it anymore, let it dry up for a few weeks, and then you can kind of grind it all up so the roots just are grinded up a little bit. And then you have to wash it, get all that like salt minerals out and all of that. Dump some new stuff in it, maybe some perlite, maybe some newer coconut coir. Water that, get the soil all wet, and then boom, you basically have brand new soil. It's just a better way to kind of just cut the cost in half, where, I mean, it's expensive to be able to do each pot. I mean, in order to fill up each pot with the material we need, it's going to cost us about $2 to fill up each pot, which is ridiculously high. And my number one goal is to really just figure out how I can stop, or if not, completely take that cost out. Now, there's a lot of exciting stuff in here, but the thing I really want to take a deep dive into is this room. So there's a lot of stuff happening in here, but some stuff we need to do is we need to take pictures and put the canvases up with the pictures. There's also a lot of canvases that need to go on throughout the room. A lot of stuff to still do, but at the end of the day, it's all made so much progress. We've kind of the setup on figuring stuff out. I'm still looking into like Shopify and stuff like that, but if you guys saw my microgreen harvest the other day ago, we are starting to work on getting our products kind of designed and figured out. So that is incredibly exciting. But I mean, every day is a new day to get more stuff done. So today, we don't really have as much time as like the other last few days with working in here for like 15 hours, which is long but pretty efficient. Today we only have maybe 2-3 hours. That's why I'm also filming this video, so it doesn't take as long to film. But there is a lot of stuff to be very, very excited about. I'm also looking at a lot of other ideas for maybe that will fall under Go for Produce. Maybe doing an indoor chicken farm and working with ways to just make the chickens be able to just thrive indoors. Because I mean, at the end of the day, when you go on Google and search indoor chicken farms, those pictures aren't the best, and it kind of looks like it's going to fall under animal abuse. With this setup, it will be like this. It will be designed for the best, with the best intentions, figuring out ways we can make it better. Because I mean, weeks ago, I mean really years ago, honestly, farming indoors wasn't where it is really today. And it won't be how it is today, like how it's going to be in maybe 2-3 years. The future could look very, very different. But I'm also working on a lot of projects on maybe these giant egg farms where we're working with a ton of incredible chickens. And like instead of working with like light bulbs lighting up the entire facility, we will put maybe plexiglass or maybe real glass on the ceiling in that warehouse to be able to just let natural light in for the chickens. Because at the end of the day, me personally, I would rather have natural light than LED lights completely covering the room. So I'm looking at a lot of ways with that. That is another idea I've been working on for a very long time, but I just haven't talked about it because, I mean, obviously working on projects like that are not something you can do in one night and then it's going to be real the next day. It takes a super long time to be able to build that up. We're also working on a lot of investment stuff to be able to just get a little bit more money in order to work on these giant projects, because at the end of the day, creating a brighter future for tomorrow is not going to be a few dollars. It is going to be a little bit expensive depending on what you're actually doing. So at the end of the day, the Go For It company works with ways we can make stuff better. Works with stuff where, like for the chicken farm, for instance, works on ways where we can just make the facilities good instead of cramming the chickens into just really cramped areas. We're only going to put a few chickens because, I mean, these giant warehouses, I mean, like if this room was a chicken farm, they could maybe fit 100 chickens in this room. That is, in a way, kind of sickening because, I mean, they are squished. It's kind of like if I put 300 goldfish in the fish tank, you can't swim around anymore. That's just not what I want for that facility. If this room was working with chickens, I'd maybe put 15 for the max, 10 probably. But I mean, at the end of the day, we're going to be working on a lot of major projects later throughout life, I guess. So there's a lot of very, very incredible projects we're working on. A lot of projects for what Go Forth Produce could eventually turn into, and just a big goal and mindset there. So at the end of the day, there's a lot of big projects we're going to be working on very soon. And once we can officially open Go Forth Produce, it is going to be incredibly exciting. So just kind of walking around a little bit more. The fish have done incredible, just honestly fantastic. Walking in here, and honestly, this will probably be the last thing we'll talk about in this video piece. We are coming up on about 11 minutes on this video, but there is so much life in this ecosystem. I mean, we got a shrimp right there. We got a ton of beautiful guppies. Almost forgot the name there for a second, but there is even little baby guppies in here too. So that is awesome. And you know what? In the very back, if you guys can see that, you know what? I'm gonna try to zoom in. Those red things you can see back there, maybe we can get a better view right here. Those red things are our cherry shrimp. So that is incredible, and I'm very excited about that. I was actually looking for those shrimp the other day and I could not find them, so they camouflage really well in the system. So that is awesome. It did just get a deep clean too, so it looks incredibly clean. But I mean, just walking through the room, there's a lot to do still. And I guess for the rest of the day, I'm just gonna be doing probably just paperwork, trying to get the business at that point where it is ready to open. But there's a lot of stuff to be incredibly excited about for this room. So as always, this is gonna be the end of the video. So if you guys like these types of videos, please subscribe, hit the bell notification, and also you do not miss every video, and please like this video. If you guys wanna help support the channel even more, please check out even more videos. I'd greatly appreciate it if you would. As always, thank you so much for watching today's video, and I'll see you guys when we post next. Peace.